What's going on, guys? This is another show with Sports Talk with T. Will. Got a couple topics we're gonna break down today, and the first one we're gonna get into is the Cowboys over the Raiders, 33-16. Dak Prescott he tossed four touchdown passes, and George Pickens shows why he can be a true number one receiver, and also is he better than CeeDee Lamb? We're gonna dive into that. Obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders, which should be in Oakland. Any true football fan that loves football know that the Raiders being in Oakland, the black hole. You know what I'm saying? The black jerseys, the black crowd, that black and silver. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying, that was well respected. But now they done moved to Vegas and it seemed like they're an international team. They don't really have a home field advantage. Um, they brought Geno Smith in from Seattle, and it looks like he's struggling. But also, to Geno's credit, I will give him, he ain't got no Jackson Smith Jigma. He ain't got no DK Metcalf. He ain't got the tight end Fant that he had when he was in Seattle. Um, the running game, the defense, he don't have none of the stuff that contributed to his success when he was in Seattle. Um, I believe he has a strong arm. I believe he's a starting caliber quarterback, but just with the team that he's on, it looks bad. Aston Genty, for him, as good as he is running the football, I think when you talk about the great football players, like let's give, for example, a Marshall Falk. Not only could he run the football, but he could catch it. And they threw a lot of passes to Jenny, and he dropped it. Just straight up dropped the ball. And I don't really remember him doing that a lot at Boise. And now you have to think you drafted such high draft capital in this guy. Are you really getting a return in your investment if he can't run and catch? Because if you're going to draft a running back that high, he's either going to be elite Adrian Peterson off the rip, or he going to be able to be LaDainian Tomlinson, Marshall Falkish, catching a ball and running a ball. And it looks like he only really is a true runner, and that's behind a great offensive line. And they just don't have that. He's running into walls. He getting smacked. You know what I'm saying? You kind of tell he's kind of discouraged. And to me, getting that pick on him kind of looks like it wasn't a good pick. Maybe later on, if you could got him where like the Browns got Judkins in the second round, maybe. But the more and more you look at the draft, pick that they made on him that early, was he really worth the pick that early? And from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it. And look, the Raiders need a lot, man. They need receivers, O line. You know, the one good thing they got is Brock Bowers and Crosby. You know, that's pretty much it that they have. For the Cowboys, though, man, Quinnen, Clark, and that pressure that they was getting on the quarterback, man, they look like a different defense. Now, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be, the top defense in the country or nothing like that, but it seems like they are really, really heading in the right direction the way they want to be. And they trying to, if you really pay attention to what the Cowboys is doing with that D line, they trying to be like the Eagles. And this is coming from a Cowboys fan. They trying to build that D line like the Eagles. Like they got okay outside pass rushers, but they got dogs right there in the middle to just muck everything up and get up in there to get to the quarterback quickly, put pressure on that, stop the run. You know what I'm saying? Just lock that up right there. And I think that's helping out the guys on the backside because the quarterback ain't got that much time to throw the ball and they ain't got to cover for that long, which makes your assignment that much easier if you're a cornerback. And to me, it seems like the loss of Marshawn Nealon and the trades, and these guys facing adversity and going through all these emotions. I think that brought the team together closer, and I think no matter how the season ends, they're gonna give it their all every single game, and what I'm saying, try to make a playoff run. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win a Super Bowl or nothing like that. I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. They're gonna try their best, because when you lose somebody like that and the way that you lost them, and knowing Dak, he been through it. I'm saying, he lost his mom, he lost his brother. That is some heavy, heavy stuff to deal with, and not even knowing the problems that these other players got at their homes and their families. And if you had wounds that you was closing, it kind of reopens them back up, because Dak been through it with his brother. So that kind of probably took him to a place where he hadn't been in a while. And it seems like, he's focused, he's trying his best, you know, and he's playing, at a very high level. Now, will that continue? That is to be seen. But when you go through losing somebody like that young of an age, that promise of a future, not really knowing that he was going through something like that personally, man, that can do something, and it can do something to your team. It can do things positively or negatively. And right now, it look like they got the giddy up, the pep in their step, and it's going to be exciting to see what they do against Philadelphia, because I watched that Philadelphia Eagles game, man, a Philadelphia Eagles game versus the Lions Sunday night, and it was very interesting, and I'm from Michigan, but I've always been a Cowboys fan. That's just what it is. If you don't like it, hey, it's on you. But I watched that Lions game and how many times Dan Campbell went for it on fourth down over and over again. And the problem is that the Lions still had a chance to win that game, because the Eagles offense isn't flourishing. So it's gonna be interesting to see this game coming up between the Eagles and the Cowboys. And if the Cowboys can win this game, that is going to be a statement game, and possibly give them a chance to give them more motivation, more confidence. And with teams, the more confidence they get, the more victories they get, beating a better team, that gives you more confidence and believing in yourself, and you play at a higher level. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And I'm on the lookout for it. Next up, Lil Young in here, 12, formerly known as 2, Mr. Shador Sanders, had his debut, and I was waiting to do this show because I wanted to see like how many people were gonna try to kill this kid on his 2 quarters of play. And surprisingly, it was a lot of people. But then again, I'm not surprised, because there's people that really love and cheer for him, and then there's people that just hate him and they don't even know him. They probably never even watched him play at Colorado. They probably ain't even know who his dad is, or some people that know who his dad is and remember how cocky he was, and they just hate him because that's his dad, which is wild to me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I think the kid showed, as a prospect, I'm gonna put it like that, as a prospect, that he could be a starting NFL quarterback. Now, is that gonna happen? That's yet to be seen. But hearing him say that he only threw to the receivers for the first time in the actual game, that's kind of crazy. And then I hear people that were career backups say, "Well, I didn't get any reps." And then you hear other people that won Super Bowls and say, "Well, Andy Reid, he did give our, Chad Henne and whoever he had as a backup, he gave them reps, because the starting quarterback could be out at any time." Cam Newton, Trent Dilfer, all them said that the organizations that they was on that won Super Bowls, not losing teams that some of these quarterbacks was on, but the winning teams, and the coaches that actually prepare for everything, they at least got some reps. so they at least know what you sound like, or they at least know, what your cadence sound like and everything like that. But I'm not even gonna complain about none of that, because now you have the opportunity to get in there against Vegas this week and show what you can do. You can show what you can do. And it's gonna be interesting to see what he does, uh, what kind of plays they call. And the one thing I would tell him, or whoever's close to him, hey man, do not run backwards. In the NFL, these guys are ultra fast, and you can get hurt turning the wrong way and get hit somewhere that you ain't supposed to get hit at, and you hurt, and now you out, and now you're not on the field. So protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you see that you're gonna be able to make a play, then make it. But if you gotta get rid of that ball, get rid of the ball. I would rather you not get smashed and throw it at the feet of a receiver to attempt to look like you're trying to throw it so you don't get intentional grounding than to fall back, get hit, still throw the ball, risk injury, and you still get intentional grounding. That is like a double, triple whammy. You don't want to have that. You know what I'm saying? And I know the reason why he's probably trying to make these plays, because in his mind, he's thinking they're not giving me no chances. Zero chances. If I mess this up, that's why he was sitting on the bench at the end of the game holding his head. He knows that they are finding a way to get you in and out quick. The more bad tape you show, the more reason for them not to play you, and the faster they can move on and say, yeah, he's not good enough. Screw him, he's out. And then it's over. It's over. They already drafted you in the fifth round. You're not a first round pick. They don't have a lot of money invested in you. And if you don't show nothing, they gonna get rid of you. No matter how much I want to see you succeed, everybody else want to see you succeed. These people will move on from you in a heartbeat, especially if they don't like you and they didn't want you there in the first place. So listen, kid. We all room for you. Hope you really studying and doing your thing and stuff like that, and just knowing, hey, look, this might be really your only shot to do it, because from the looks of things and the sounds of things, these people don't like you, they don't want you, and they ready to replace you. They don't care about how many jerseys you sell, they don't care about none of that. All they know is what your last name is and who your daddy is and how y'all was talking all that mess. And if you don't show it, they're willing to let that bad tape sit and let you sit and not give you a chance. So listen, you better come in and give a Herculean effort. Give the best you can. If you got to run for a first down, run for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You better do whatever you got to do, because guess what? As soon as you mess up, as soon as you show that you ain't got it, they all gonna spit the same narrative. And you know how them narratives work. Once they put it on you, it's on you, and that's it. They already don't like you. They already don't. So if you love the game as much as you say you do, and as much as we know that you do, like the people that truly watch you, we know how much you care, how much you want to be out there, that you putting all your might into it. Go out there and do it and shut them up. Because if you don't, you're not Dylan Gabriel. You don't nobody care about Dylan Gabriel. You is the one that they are watching. If you mess up, it's gonna be 10 times worse. So guess what? Get it together. We rooting for you. And I'm hoping, what I'm saying, things work out for you, bro. Cause hey, they ready to hang you, bro. They not playing. They not playing. This dude said the quarterback was in concussion protocol. He said if he clear it, he going back in the game, not you. That means that he don't want nothing to do with you, bro. Nothing. 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 You know what I'm saying? Bernie Mac say nothing. I'm telling you, bro. Like nothing. They don't want nothing to do with you. And it's sad. You got people laughing at you, making fun of you, talking all this, mocking you. I'm just like, dang, I ain't never seen nobody get this much hate. You know what I'm saying? You do all the same stuff that Jackson Dart do, but yet he gets praise and you don't. That's crazy. Cam Scatterboo can dance and go to WWE and do all. Man, if you did any of that, they're like, well, he's injured. Why is he at WWE? What like the double standard is crazy. The people who are privileged don't even pay attention to it, which is wild. So watch out for that, bro. You ain't got the same privilege as everybody else. I don't care how much money you got. They don't care about none of that. They want their standard to see, not yours. Just think about it. And also, you people that broke into his house during the game, ain't nothing good gonna come from that. That's bad money, bruh. That's bad money, bruh. You went into somebody's house while they trying to make a living and do something with themselves, and you went in their house and robbed his house and waited for him to leave. I hope somebody get y'all boys, man. For real. It's crazy. These people work hard for what they get and work and put in the time and the work, and you don't have to put no work in. You can just go in somebody's house and rip their shit up. Don't nobody rip your shit up. Wow. This is really pissing me off right here though. And being a Michigan fan, coming down to a last second kick to beat Northwestern, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me, man. We got a quarterback that we paying all this money to, and this is what you come up with, man? This is what you come up with? 24-22? And listen, head coach, Sharon Moore, bruh, you can get all the offensive linemen, running backs, quarterbacks, but y'all need to go get some receivers, bruh. Get some. Get some. Whoever Ohio State is looking at and recruiting, y'all need to be doing the same damn thing. Because we need wide receivers, bruh. You got an NFL caliber quarterback. You need wide receivers, bruh. You ain't always going to be able to run into a wall and win every game, bruh. This is ridiculous, man. You won 24-22 against Northwestern. Bruh, this is not it. And if you don't fix it, you ain't going to be wearing maize and blue for too long. Yeah, we got Marsh. He is the only receiver that's a dog on there. And you better hope he don't transfer. Because you always running the damn ball. And then sometimes this shit don't work. And then y'all come up with these gimmick plays. Bruh, you got a beast at quarterback. You got two beasts at running back. Don't run them into the ground. You already got Haynes hurt, running them too much. He's hurt because you running them too much. I get establishing the run and then abusing the run is what we do. Abuse. You got the run game to open up the passing game. Get you some receivers to throw the ball to, man. Do that, man. Do that. It's crazy that I only can think about Avant and Manningham and Edwards. And the last one we really had was People Jones, but People Jones ain't Braylon Edwards. You know what I'm saying? David Terrell. You kidding me? I got to go that back far to talk about wide receivers that we had at the M? Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. You can't be doing that. You can't be telling me that, you know what I'm saying, CMU, Central Michigan University, had Antonio Brown and we ain't had no better receiver come out since Braylon Edwards. Bruh. The way the game is going, you have to be able to have targets upfield to throw the ball. You seen Texas A&M? You seen Oregon? You seen USC? You got everything else. You got the defense that USC don't have, right? Just look at their offense. Just look at it. Look at Lane Kiffin's offense. Look at it. Look at it, bruh. The teams that are the best have the best of all worlds. All worlds. Offensive line, defensive line, secondary, receivers, and big ones too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I'm going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving next week and knowing right after my boys in blue about to play them boys in red. How the fuck we going to beat Ohio State like this? How? We have got to be the worst 8-2 team in the country. You were struggling with Wisconsin at the crib. Bruh. I don't know if this is more sad news than the news that they're not going to be playing in a Rose Bowl no more. Like this crazy, bruh. This crazy. But it is what it is, man. You have to recruit top flight wide receivers. Period. There's no discussion. Nothing to talk about. Yeah, man, that right there, that got me hot. I'm sorry for that, guys, but that got me hot. Now, we move over to Mr. Kiffin. They talking about Ole Miss is worried because his ex-wife went to Baton Rouge with his son. They done went to Gainesville with his son. The only thing I'm gonna tell Mr. Lane Kiffin here is this, sir. You in a great situation. They ain't even gonna think about firing you because they gonna have a hard time replacing you. But let me tell you something about them Louisiana people in that swamp. If you don't win, you're gonna be gone. That's something to think about. And if you go to Florida, if you don't win, you're gonna be gone. They're gonna be talking about firing you after the first year because that's what Florida Gators do. Which I don't know why they do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't really done nothing since Urban Meyer. But if you ask me which one is the best job out of both of them, it would be LSU. Out of all the three positions you got right now, Ole Miss, LSU, and Florida. If LSU offer you the job, I understand, brother. My first baby was born in Louisiana. I lived there before. I know how it is. I actually like the LSU Tigers a lot. I even cheer for them when my Wolverines ain't playing well. But listen, man, you go to LSU. You better be ready because they not playing about that football. It's just like Alabama. They love football, man. They love it. You know, they got the Saints and they got them Tigers, like they like to say. But you might want to rethink your situation. You know, I don't know how it is living in Ole Miss. I never, lived there. I visited there a couple times, had some good food there, but you better really think about this, bro. Because remember what happened when you went to Tennessee? You remember what happened when you went to USC? What they do to you? They just kicked you out. You know what I'm saying? They just kicked you out. So think about it, bro. Just think about it. But LSU is tempting. I don't know about Florida, though. I don't know about Gainesville. I do not know about Gainesville. I don't. I don't. What are you doing? I don't know about Florida, man. I just don't. I just don't. But I'll tell you, LSU is very, very tempting. For you, I know it would be. Next up, Mr. Elko. And I just wanted to bring this guy up because when he was coaching at Duke, they was talking a lot like, man, yeah, he's a great coach, this, and that. And I've been watching him real hard. And I have to say, he is a good coach. And the reason why I say that is because if you watch that South Carolina game, they was down. And the only way you come back from that kind of deficit is that you have to have a good team and you have to have good coaching and good leadership. And they did that. And I have to say, I've been looking for a national championship contender all year. I just been looking. I know my Wolverines ain't winning it, so I'm just like, okay. But then I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm watching these games every week. I think it's either going to be Georgia or it's going to be Texas A&M. It's going to be Georgia or it's going to be Texas A&M. Because after what Georgia just did to Texas, and Texas got an elite defense, and that Gunnar Stockton playing the way he played, and I don't understand why people be talking about him like he's not good. That dude he a straight up baller. Straight up baller. It's gonna be between Texas A&M and Georgia if they don't wipe each other out, you know what I'm saying, before they even get to the playoff. That's gonna be the problem. Staying healthy and not wearing down before the season's over. Um, but yeah, man. Great job to Coach Elko. Congratulations on your extension, man. And I've been watching y'all Texas A&M Aggies, and I watched that South Carolina game from the beginning to the end, and I was like, this team is in any game. They could be down 20 points, and they just come back like that. And that Marcel Reed, bro, he kind of nasty for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? If he stay consistent, I don't see why he not gonna win the Heisman. Um, if I had to have Heisman candidates, I would say Marcel Reed, and Gunnar Stockton, man. They both are the top tier of the top tier right now. You know, I know Ole Miss is playing well and everything like that, but if you want to talk about the cream of the crop, the top of the top, man, Georgia and Texas A&M is nothing to play with. And both of their head coaches look like they don't play no games. I already know how good Kirby Smart is. I don't have to talk about him. Everybody know that. Kirby Smart and Mike Elko is killing the game right now. And there's one guy that can come in and throw a wrench into this whole thing. And I know this ain't going to happen. I wanted to close the show out with this because I thought it was funny. But if this guy goes back and wears those colors after all the cachet and all his hard work and all his knowledge of the game, and you know people gonna want to go play for Saban. They gonna want to go play for Saban, man. He put on that purple and gold again, and I know it's not gonna happen. But I would like to see it. But I know he older now. He chilling on ESPN College Game Day. But man, if he was to go back to LSU, it would set the whole SEC on fire, man. It would set it on fire. Because I'm telling you, it's players at Alabama that would leave that was committed to him and go to LSU because they love Coach Saban. Man, that would be wild. But it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I think he's enjoying his retirement. I think he's loving to go to different cities and different states and different stadiums and see the different foods and different cultures and hang out with the guys and not have to worry about recruiting players and not having to worry about the game plan and everything like that. But Coach Saban, man, he's a straight up GOAT. Straight up GOAT. Straight up GOAT. Like, I can tell every time he talk, even though he's not a coach right now, every time he talk, he mean business, straight up business. If it's any coach that I would want to play for, I would want to play for Coach Saban. I also would want to play for Coach Prime because I always love Coach Prime. But it would either be Coach Prime or Coach Saban I would want to play for, because Coach Saban, he is the real deal. And I'll throw Kirby Smart in there too as well. I'll play for him too. Uh, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. And it sucks that he left LSU early as he did, because LSU might have been Alabama, and Alabama might be where they was at before he went there. That would have been crazy. Imagine him having that run at LSU, and LSU is the talk of the town, and the statues outside of Tiger Stadium. That'd be crazy. But I wanted to end the show with that little nugget that I was having in the back of my mind that everybody was talking about, and I was like, that would be crazy. That would be crazy if he just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to LSU and get me a statue there. He would be the first person to have a statue at LSU and Alabama, knowing that these guys don't like each other. That would be wild, and that's why I love it even more, because it would stir up tension and everything like that. But it's your boy T Will with this episode today. Hope everybody's having a good week. Hoping everybody's mental health is good. And if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just doing this on my spare time. I do this for fun and stuff like that. So if you guys, like some things, you want to comment on some things, do it. If not, whatever. But y'all have a great rest of y'all week, and I'll see y'all on the next show. All right.